The stars had never looked so quiet. From his small observation deck, Commander Aiden Clarke stared at the blackness of space. The galaxy was supposed to be peaceful. Human colonies spread across countless planets, trading, exploring, and living. But tonight, there was silence that made the hairs on his neck stand up. Aiden was alone on the outpost called Haven 7, the last human stronghold near the edge of the Orion Expanse. Most of the other outposts had already fallen to the alien empire, a ruthless race known as the Zytrax. Reports said they destroyed everything in their path. Cities, ships, entire colonies vanished in hours. And now, the silence of Haven 7 was unsettling. Suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights flashed across the room. Aiden jumped to his feet, his heart pounding. Scanner shows multiple ships approaching. Fast, he muttered, his mind raced. He had trained for attacks before, but the Zytrax never came to small outposts. They went for planets, ships, colonies. Why here? Why now? Aiden ran to the command console, fingers flying across the panels. The display showed several alien dreadnoughts, massive ships with jagged edges moving in formation. He counted at least 10. His outpost had only one defense turret. Outdated and barely functional. This is not good, he whispered to himself. He pressed a button, opening the communication line to Earth Command. Static. No signal. He tried again. Nothing. Every human outpost in the sector had gone dark. Haven 7 was completely isolated. Aiden knew the truth. The Zytrax had come for him. For the humans, he ran down the narrow corridor to the hangar bay, checking the small fleet of fighters stored there. Only 3 ships remained operational. Not enough to fight 10 alien dreadnoughts. Not enough to survive. He took a deep breath. There was no time for fear. Humans had survived impossible odds before. They had adapted. They had fought, and he would do the same. Aiden climbed into his fighter, a small, agile ship called the Falcon. Its engines roared to life, shaking the hangar. He adjusted the controls, scanning the enemy formation. They were closing in fast. The first shots hit the outpost. Explosions shook the building, sending sparks and debris flying. Aiden dodged through the hangar, narrowly avoiding falling metal. He pressed the throttle and shot into space. The battle had begun. The Zytrax ships fired deadly energy beams, slicing through the void. Aiden twisted and turned, dodging them, firing back with the Falcon's lasers. His aim was precise, but against ships far bigger and stronger, every hit felt like a drop in the ocean. Keep calm. Stay sharp, he muttered. His voice was steady, but his hands were tense. As he fought, Aiden realized something terrifying. The Zytrax were not just attacking. They were searching. They scanned for life signs, for human presence. If he stayed in one place too long, they would find him. He zoomed through an asteroid field, using the rocks as cover. The Zytrax followed, firing blindly. Some of their shots hit the asteroids, sending fragments flying. One large asteroid exploded, forcing Aiden to maneuver sharply. He almost lost control. Almost, but he survived. He needed a plan. Running alone was not enough. Humans had to fight smarter, not just harder. Aiden remembered the old Haven 7 archives, storage room filled with maps, weapons, schematics, and old tech. Maybe there was something he could use. He veered toward the outpost again, dodging alien fire. Landing back inside, he sprinted to the archives. Dust and debris covered the floor. He opened a storage locker and found something remarkably a prototype plasma cannon, designed decades ago but never deployed. It was powerful enough to destroy a small ship, maybe even 2. But there was a catch. The weapon needed time to charge, and a human operator could only fire it once. One shot. One chance. Aiden knew it was his only hope. He dragged the cannon to the launch bay, positioning it near a narrow passage where the alien ships were likely to pass. Sweat dripped from his forehead. His heart raced, but he felt a strange calm. Humans had faced extinction before. They had survived worse. As he finished setting up, the Zytrax ships noticed him. Their scanners locked on. The lead dreadnought fired a massive energy beam. Aiden dived behind the structure, narrowly avoiding annihilation. Sparks flew, alarms screamed, and the floor shook violently. He knew the next moments were crucial. If he could fire the plasma cannon at the right time, he could take down the lead ship, causing chaos in the enemy formation. But if he failed, nothing would remain of Haven-7, he peeked out. The alien ships moved like predators, coordinated and deadly. But Aiden was human. And humans had something Zytrax did, not creativity, courage, and instinct. The Falcon's sensors beeped. More Zytrax reinforcements were approaching from the opposite side. Aiden had to act fast. He gripped the plasma cannon's control, waited for the moment when the lead dreadnought would pass the narrow corridor, and fired. A brilliant beam shot out, striking the alien ship. Explosions engulfed its hull. Pieces of the dreadnought broke off, colliding with the others. Chaos spread. The other ships tried to reorganize, but Aiden had already moved the Falcon, striking from angles they could not predict. His agility, his boldness, his quick thinking, everything humans were known for gave him an advantage. The battle raged for hours. Stars streaked past, lasers cut through the darkness. And the small human fighter danced between destruction and victory. Finally, remaining Zytrax ships retreated, their formation broken. Aiden breathed heavily. Haven-7 had survived. For now, but as he looked at the stars, he knew the war was far from over. This was only the beginning. Somewhere out there, the Zytrax Empire was planning their next move. And he was human. Alone, but he would fight. Alone, he would face the stars. Alone, he would defend humanity. Alone, he would ignite hope in the darkest corners of the galaxy. The unexpected war had begun, and Aiden Clarke was ready.